So I was talking with a friend of mine today, and the conversation always comes up. You know, what should I eat? I have these cravings. What is best? And I started going on a little bit about how it is very difficult nowadays to navigate all of the fucked up labels that are out there. With, like, let's take eggs for instance. It'll say all natural, antibiotic free, cage free, range free, free range. Like, at the end of the day, I'm just trying to figure out, like, how do I get the motherfucking chickens from the backyard that are roaming around doing their thing, eating bugs and living like a regular animal? Because I don't know which cage they're talking about, how big it is, and what's really going on. You literally have to be like a lawyer to decipher what's going on with these labels. And it'll say, omega-3 essential fatty acids and all this shit. And it's like, I just want, like, the best there is. Like, I don't want you trying to lie to me with words, because I know a while back, cage free was considered to be 24 inches by 24 inches squared, and they were sticking a bunch of chickens in one little spot. And so it's like, how the fuck is that cage free? So we were talking about different things, and I said, it's funny. People don't even realize why they are craving foods that have sugars and fats in them. Pizza, cheeseburgers, donuts, cookies, muffins, cakes, ice cream, you name it, all that stuff. People don't even know why. And before I get into that conversation, I always bring up the koala bear that lives in a eucalyptus tree and eats eucalyptus leaves, like, solely for its entire diet. Like, what is it about the eucalyptus leaves that koala bear is just like, gonna eat the shit out of these today. Starving, can't wait. When you hear that, you think, what is it about those leaves? Well, at the end of the day, the way that the koala bear's body is made up, for whatever reason, it gets all the nutrients it needs from those eucalyptus leaves. So the koala bear's mind navigates through the taste buds to make that koala bear want to eat that. So that's where its craving goes to a eucalyptus leaf, right? So now that you understand that, well, why do we crave everything with sugars and fats? Well, because carbohydrates and fats are our two main energy sources. This is where we get all of our energy. And our body is constantly trying to take the path of least resistance. So what does that mean? It means it wants energy right now and store it for later. The whole idea of storing fat is having energy for later. That's what it's for. So obviously, in your mind's thinking, I'm hungry, so I'm going to crave something that is going to be the most caloric dense energy I can get. So that's why you crave everything that has high sugars and fats in it. It's things that are high caloric density. It makes sense. Like, you don't get starved and hungry and you're like, oh man, I just want to eat some fish, No, because it's just mainly protein. You might want something sweet, you might want something salty, and that's usually fats. But I have a chapter in my book, chapter 11, I call it The Language of the Body. And your body is always speaking to you. Like, sometimes when people, especially women, are craving chocolate, it's because they're actually lacking magnesium. So sometimes if you take enough magnesium, it'll satisfy that craving. So it's the same thing like when a pregnant woman has some weird craving. It's because her mind knows that whatever food that she's craving, her mind is telling her taste buds to navigate to crave that food because there's a nutrient in there that she needs. And so this is where these cravings go, because, a woman's growing a human inside her body. And so there's different resources that are being used up that are not normal. And so you're going to have abnormal cravings. Another example is if you take a look at children, like babies, infants, as soon as they can start crawling around and grabbing shit, and putting everything in their mouth and doing what they do, sometimes you'll see little babies eating dirt. See them eating dirt. Why would they do that? Well, think about it. Typically, babies are on an all breast milk diet or sometimes formula, which is horse shit. And so what happens is they become constipated. Babies get constipated. And so when they're constipated, their little minds have already figured out that the grit from that dirt is going to help them pass stool. It's in us. It's in us. So eating the foods that we crave is a natural thing. So it's really important to understand where these cravings are coming from. This is where things like artificial flavors, sweeteners become a major problem. Flavor enhancers. Because now you're confusing us. You're confusing everybody. Because these foods are imposters. And your mind might start to believe there's a nutrient there. And that's why you'll eat and crush a whole bag of whatever, Doritos or whatever it is, because your body thinking it's getting these nutrients and it's not, but all it's trying to do is get nutrients, and then the other side of it is if, your body is used to toxic food and processed foods and things like that, you're going to get mixed signals all the time. And so you'll be craving different things. Sometimes, you're going to eat carbs like crazy because really your body wants fats, So that was just something I brought up, but I just kind of wanted to touch on it because there's things that people really need to tune into. And if you haven't learned some of these simple concepts, check out the SuperNatural Lifestyle. I break everything down, super easy. And when you read it, lights will go off and you'll feel really smart.